Caitlin Clark, let it be known, she does not like this Stephanie White offense, how these players in the WNBA don't even know where to move or how to move or where to cut. And that leads to a lot of her turnovers. And she also states how much she misses Lisa Bluder. And I think all of us Indiana Fever Caitlin Clark fans prefer if Lisa Bluder was the head coach of the Indiana.
Caitlin Clark didn't just light up the scoreboard. She walked into the WNBA and lit a match under the whole system. Rookie records? She's shattering them. Offenses? She's questioning them mid-game. And in the middle of it all, she's dropping hints like, maybe, just maybe, her old college coach should come in and flip this whole thing upside down. This isn't just a player making waves. This is a title shift, the kind that can drown a league stuck in its comfort zone. And the wild part? The real fireworks might not even be happening on the court. So what's really going on here?
In over 10 years, and Caitlin Clark has something to do with that, man. They was 8-5 with Caitlin. At the end of the day, no matter how many games they win, they lost more games without Caitlin Clark playing. Like, so everybody argument that Caitlin Clark is the Achilles heel, Caitlin Clark is this and that, your argument is obsolete, bro. They will forever have that notion on their, that blemish on there. Now, if they would have won more games, lost less, then you might have.
Because if Stephanie White is supposed to be this wise, veteran coach, explain to me how you roll into a game against the Phoenix Mercury. Diana Taurasi on one side, Sophie Cunningham making her return, and your team shows up like they forgot there was a tip-off. No energy, no urgency. That's not just a bad night. That's coaching. This is the same player who, from her very first season in college, had Lisa Bluder toss her the keys to a Ferrari and tell her, drive it, don't crash. And not only did she avoid the crash, she took it off-road, floored it to 90 in a 40, and still made it look like a highlight reel. And that's the problem.
Man, it's just going to be interesting to see her come back and see this team fully go full circle around their set leader, and I'm still banking on it being Caitlin Clark. Without Caitlin Clark, they had 19 in the one game and 16 in their previous game without CC even playing.
I'm not saying Stephanie White is a bad coach overall. She's not. But she's the wrong coach for Clark. The wrong fit. Listen to what Caitlin herself said in an interview with Sue Bird. They were talking about watching film together, about that game against New York where Clark scored a ton, had 9 or 10 assists, and was 1 rebound or assist shy of a triple-double. She was the only reason Indiana was even in that game. So imagine the whiplash when she hits the WNBA and is suddenly dropped into Stephanie White's offense. And let's be brutally honest, that offense feels less like basketball and more like a neighborhood HOA meeting about what color mailboxes can be. Rules everywhere, creativity nowhere.
Sums up why I can't stand Stephanie White as a basketball coach for Caitlin Clark. Like, I don't think that Stephanie White is a bad coach. Like, don't get it twisted. She's not a bad coach at all. I just don't think she's the right coach for Caitlin Clark. So let's take a listen to this right here. This was on the podcast with Sue Bird.
But I think that's even been something like me and Steph have like always talk about when we go and watch film, and even like that New York game where like I played really, really well. Obviously scored a lot of points. I think I had 9 assists or 10 assists that game.
She was a rebound and assist off a 32-point triple-double.
And here's the kicker. Without Caitlin Clark, Indiana put up 19 turnovers in one game and 16 in the next. But the moment she's back, different story. Then came the Liberty game. Clark wasn't just playing well, she was cooking. And I'm talking call the fire department because the gym's about to burn down cooking. But in the fourth quarter, she makes 2 turnovers too. And suddenly she's on the bench like a kid in timeout. She wasn't smiling. She wasn't talking. You could see it on her face. She was heated. And you know what? She should have been. Because other players on that same floor were turning the ball over more and still getting their minutes. Meanwhile, Clark sits.
My precious Cece. She was upset. She didn't say nothing, no smiling, walked off, not looking at no cameras. I'm talking about, you can tell it's all on her face. She got it in her mind. But look, I need y'all to understand. That was so embarrassing and pathetic, and the teamwork was not there. But I remember Jordan had got hurt his second year. He didn't come back until playoffs, and that playoff series was legendary. He scored 63 points in one game, but he still lost though.
The only others with the green light are Kelsey Mitchell and Lexi Hull. Everyone else is stuck in the don't mess up zone. That's the difference between Iowa and the Fever. At Iowa, Bluder surrounded Clark with shooters, with spacing, with freedom. Even their posts barely missed. In practice, everyone knew their role. Everyone was on the same page. And that's what the WNBA is missing right now. Coaches who understand that basketball is about putting on a show, not just avoiding mistakes. Lisa Bluder never panicked when Clark threw a risky pass or pulled up from deep. She knew that high-risk plays are also high reward. You don't cage that, you double down, because the next one might be the dagger.
I mean, what's going on here? And I'm sorry, but if Stephanie White's supposed to be this all-world coach, you're not going to show up to a game against the Phoenix Mercury with DeWanna Bonner playing on the other side after what she did to the Indiana Fever franchise, and you show up there and somehow the team is lifeless? Sophie Cunningham coming back to Phoenix and the team is lifeless?
In White's system, it's all about keeping Clark in a box, like she might accidentally dribble into another universe if you let her go. The numbers don't lie. Indiana was 8-5 with Clark. Without her, they lost more than they won. So all those arguments that she's somehow the problem, they don't hold water. What's really missing is basketball IQ from the sidelines. Drop Bluder into the WNBA today and her team scoring 110 without breaking a sweat. Instead, we've got systems that trade creativity for safe basketball, aka slow, boring, predictable basketball. Players are terrified to take risks because one mistake means bench time, and that's exactly what's happening to Clark. Her vision on the court, seeing plays develop seconds before they happen, that's a gift most vets dream of. But instead of letting her use it, they clip her wings, which is why Indiana's offense feels like a tax return. Too many steps, too much waiting, and no one's having fun. And here's the irony. This isn't about rookie growing pains. This is about stripping away the very thing that makes Clark special. Defense should never know what she's going to do next. But they do, because she's stuck in a system that treats unpredictability like it's a crime. Bluder knew how to handle a star. She wouldn't have benched Clark for 2 turnovers. She'd have drawn up another play for her. That's coaching. That's trust. And what about this whole veteran preference thing? Let's be real, meritocracy doesn't run the WNBA. If you've been in the league long enough, you can trip over your shoelaces, miss open layups, and throw the ball to the mascot and you'll still get minutes. But a rookie, one flashy turnover and boom, you're out. From day one, Bluder handed Clark the offense. She didn't build her confidence by yanking her for mistakes. She let her figure it out in real time. That's why Clark shined. But under White, the offense stalls, the energy fades. It's like driving 35 in the fast lane with your hazards on. Safe, sure, but no one's enjoying the ride. And the message it sends? If Clark can get benched for a minor slip, everyone else better play it safe, which means no risks, no innovation, no fun. The best minds in basketball aren't always on the pro sidelines. They're still in college, running creative sets with less talent but more freedom. Right now, too many players in the league have mastered the art of looking busy while doing nothing. They're safe because they never step outside the script. Meanwhile, Clark makes one bold move and she's parked on the bench. And when she doesn't pass to someone like Damiris Dantas, who can't hit a shot to save her life, she gets called out in the press. Why would she pass up a hot hand to feed someone cold? Clark even explained it. She started the fourth with a couple of turnovers, got yanked, and was told it was a learning moment. That maybe she could have made a better pass, but did we need that right now? That's not teaching. That's taming. If the WNBA wants to grow, you don't muzzle your most electric player. You give her the freedom she had in college. Because turnovers happen, they're part of taking risks. And you know what's worse than turnovers? An offense so predictable that the defense could guard it in their sleep. Let Clark play through mistakes and she'll adjust faster. That's what high IQ players do. Bluder understood that. She wasn't scared of the occasional misfire because she knew the bigger picture. Keep the star confident, keep them aggressive. This isn't just Clark's problem, it's a league problem, but she's the perfect example because we've seen her at her best. We know what happens when she's free. She makes even neutral fans stop scrolling and watch. Now, she's forced into a style that fits the coach's comfort zone instead of her own, and it dims the spark that made her famous before she even went pro. And the role confusion, it's everywhere. Natasha Howard talking about joining the team and winning MVP while Clark's the clear star? That's a red flag. At Iowa, everyone knew their role. That's why it worked. The fix is simple. Get coaches who adapt to their players, not the other way around, because the WNBA doesn't need more safe possessions, it needs more moments that make fans leap out of their seats. Right now, the league's golden ticket is sitting on the bench too often, and if they keep clipping her wings, that ticket turns into a receipt.